All right, Stephen Jacob with Strong Dogs. Ara and I just got done with our afternoon walk, and this question could not have come at a better time because I dealt with this over the weekend. The question was, what do I do when my patience is tapped, when it's at its peak, losing my temper because their dog does not want to listen. They have pent up energy. The energy just never ends, and it's testing your patience. And person's asking, what do I do when my patience is tested? And this happened to me over the weekend. Because Friday, Arya and I did our typical thing, so it was fine. But Saturday, I was all over town. I was watching my buddy's dog as well, so I was going back and forth, and they haven't met, but if you saw the short, they finally did on Sunday, which I'll wrap up in a circle. I'll come full circle to that. But what else Saturday? I had an event at night. I was supposed to have something in the afternoon. So the only time I really had time to even move Arya was a training session in the morning, couple of walks, didn't even train her dinner. I actually fed her in the bowl for the first time, like almost ever, without her actually doing anything. And then 1 or 2 laps late night. Then again, she was all over the place. Sunday, same shit. I was trying to sleep because I was out late. For whatever reason, like clockwork, she's up and was crying in a crate, which now becomes an indicator that she needs to go to the bathroom. We went to the bathroom, she took a piss, came back, tried to get some, catch up on some Z's. Same thing, within the hour, she starts crying again. But I already know it's not how to go to the bathroom because we just did that shit, literally. So, went out to the balcony, no lures, just a little few things of obedience, put her back in the crate. Within an hour again, more pent up energy. And it's like, motherfucker. I know, yes, motherfucker you, because holy motherfucking shit, were you annoying, this little bitch. Now she's laying there trying to be all cute and shit because she knows I'm talking about her. So yes, my patience was at its end. And she just kept going and going and going. And I was planning on this on Sunday anyway, so Sunday, I decided to take her out to Lake Eola. Never been there. I lived in Florida my whole life. Never been to Lake Eola. So I decided to go. And I knew it was going to be somewhat of a production. I wish I had filmed the training session because the training session was actually really good. Getting there, I was, again, kind of nervous because a lot of people, cars, I didn't know what to expect. I had zero expectations on her. I just knew if she saw the cars, I had a feeling, strong feeling. I could have been wrong, but it's still a strong feeling that she was going to go after them. Sure enough, that's what she went after. We didn't even walk around the whole lake, just on the perimeter of one side, not even 108 degrees, maybe like a quarter of it. But she saw other people. Again, she's good with people. She just, if you smell interesting, she might go over, try and give you a sniff, just brought it back over. Dogs, she doesn't give a shit about. Ducks, she doesn't give a shit about. Finally found a little training field, and there we were able to get some of their energy out because now we're actually really, we, or and I as a team, are challenging her on what she knows. And there's a whole lot of stimulus. But where the field was, the stimulus, we were far enough away from all the distractions. Yes, there's people around, there's cars around, but it's far enough to where she could still focus on me. And then we did our obedience, focus healing, downs and distance, durations, maybe some fun shit. I forget. Like I said, I wish I had filmed it. Excuse me, but I didn't. Maybe some weaving, 360s that I'm working on. Rights, lefts, fronts. Maybe some through the legs. Normal shit that you see in all the morning videos. So nothing really new. Nothing's new when it's a new location. It's just amping up what we're doing now, putting a little bit more pressure on her of what we've done and like our home court advantage here in either in the apartment or right outside where I always do the morning one. Now even the evening ones, I'm doing it by the pickleball. So you got all the people on the pickleball court playing, hitting, making sounds. Again, it's challenging her. So she had Level 1, home court, right here in the apartment or on the balcony. 2 would be like right outside because there is different scents and smells and lizards and shit out there. Level 3, pickleball. Level 4, new training field, but again, more distractions around the perimeter. So we had that. Then, because it was kind of late morning, so it was kind of warm, then we did some durations for downs and sits, but closer to the track and to the sidewalk, to where people and their dogs are a little bit closer. Probably go again. It'll go a little bit even closer than we were before. Again, just making sure she does not fail, but still challenge her at the same time. You're trying to find that sweet spot, okay? Trying to find that overlap of the Venn diagram of not failing, but also challenging, okay? Then after that, we took a car ride over to my buddy Anthony's house because I had to watch his dog, so I had his key, so I dropped it off. And then she met Remy. Again, it was the Schnauzer that you saw on the short. If you didn't, find it on my page, it's there. They interacted, cool. Also did some obedience inside his house because it was the first time she's ever, 1, been in his house, 2, someone else's house, 3, another dog, 4, another dog's house. So she made it her own. Remy was the one who wanted to start some shit briefly, but I'll go ahead and tell you. We were doing a focus heel just around the house and close to Remy, but Remy's off leash. And he wanted to kind of bite her in the neck. I think he did get little teeth on her, but because Aria is so like sound with other dogs that the Schnauzer was pretty small and like not even a threat, not even the same ballpark as her. So she didn't even really care. She just kept with the focus heel, and then we just did some other stuff to make sure there was no PTSD, no long-term, what would you call it? Damage, you know, mentally, emotionally damage to her or with Remy, so they're fine. After that, end up coming home. Then she clunked out for like 3 or 4 hours. This is why I say this in the long version. When your dog has so much energy and just won't calm down, can't get it out, your patience are usually tested because you're tired or hungry or one of the two or both. Let's just call it what it is. And you need something more. So just like people, sometimes dogs get cabin fever. This is where it comes from. So full circle, mumbler, get the gum out of your mouth, name that movie, is to challenge them. Physically, emotionally, mentally. So do something that you typically wouldn't do. If you're always training in the same spot, go amp it up a little bit. Understand there might be a few corrections that need to be made, and trust me, I corrected her on the leash when we were walking, but it's needed. Sometimes in order to get the energy out is to physically, or should say, figuratively, cap the mind. You know, get them mentally exhausted, which is, again, this is a shit ton of stimulus when we're out in Lake Eola, and I gotta regulate this. My impulse control has to calm down. I have to control my impulse control, and I'm saying I as in not me, but her. So therefore, I am mentally thinking and analyzing and taking this all in while doing what Dad wants me to do. Plus, we're physically active too, so there was the twofer. So if you can do both, which may be for you, physically might just be enough. Maybe obedience is enough and you just need a good game of tug to let the dog have all its aggression and pent up energy out. You get a little cabin fever. Again, I'm gonna go a little balls to the wall, a little ham on this tug because you and I don't play tug that often, and I actually just bought a tug. So again, I'm just making this as an example that I'm gonna fall into this group soon enough. But my version was, let me go take her somewhere else that we normally don't go, because eventually I do want to take her to other places. So I'm gonna go ahead and challenge her by, let's see what you've really got. You know, it's like you're on the range, you got pretty good. Let me go play a round or two. Now let's go do a mini tour event and let's see how my game really stacks up to some other players. So my invitation for the long version of all this would be, when your dog has that much energy, and if you've been copacetic and doing the same shit for a few weeks, go ahead and challenge them. Take them somewhere else to go training. Take them somewhere where you normally wouldn't do, which would be a new environment for them, which is going to be good exposure. So they're mentally going to get, exposed and exhausted and challenged. And if you can at the same time, do something physical, do some training, play some tug. So while you're there, they have a fun experience. And then normally after that, maybe you have to do it once or twice, but it'll be a good way to get them back to baseline and get them to calm down, and you should be good. All right. Hope this helps. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you can see all the videos and more Q&As and more how-to videos, all the fucking videos. All right. I've rambled enough. It's been 10 minutes. Go ahead and subscribe. Talk to you next time. Peace.